All right. This is much more fun, David, than a couple of weeks ago. Rico, Kenny. I know garbage cans is something we do associate with the Astros from their cheating days. But the Tigers hit them with one the last 3 games. Just a complete ass kicking as they lit a garbage can on fire and hit the Astros in the cranium with it. So, Rico, we're going to have some fun. So this was now, 3 weeks ago? They had lost the 12 of 13. You had asked the panic question, and I had said, look, I'm going to wait the next 10 games. They play a bunch of garbage. They played the White Sox and the Twins and the Angels. But this team is not garbage. But they did their job in the 10, going 7-3. We talked about go 6-4. Check. This series, it helps because their record against teams with a winning record, unless something's changed or I'm in outer space, was like 19-27. You swept the Astros. You did it impressively, comprehensively. Yeah, last night was a little weird, but whatever. You won. So here's the question. This is a redux if you're leaving the ballpark. Please be sober. We can't take drunk calls. So I'm glad you had fun, but we can't put you on the air lit.
Amen to that.
But call a friend. But here's the question. I want to know how your opinion is different from 3 weeks ago. Good or bad. Meaning, 3 weeks ago I said, look, I'm not panicked. I'm concerned. I still think they're a playoff team. I still think they'll win a division. But I never thought they were a World Series team, and I don't now. Fast forward the 3 weeks, Rico, I kind of find myself in the same spot. I think they're a really good ball club, and they're absolutely going to win this division. But in my heart, I don't feel that they're a World Series winning team. But I'd like to know where you and David, Kenny, the masses are at. I mean, we always talk about, they beat a bunch of garbage. No, you can't do that now. Not today. And 3 games doesn't make a season. And 3 games doesn't take you from the outhouse to the penthouse. But it does matter, right? Who you play matters. Yeah. And if we're going to sit here and roll our eyes at, oh, good, another win over the White Sox, let's pay some respect. But I want to ask the question. In actuality, how has your opinion changed, if at all? 248-539-9797. It's as wide open as it gets. Rico, to the main stage.
No, very impressive, Mike, knocking off a first-place team, holding them to 2 runs the entire series. And by the time they scored the 2 runs today, the game was over. It was 7-0 already. So, yeah, I'm still at, I think it was DEFCON 2. I think they're a playoff team. I am concerned because I've seen what this team looks like when everything goes wrong. And it takes a while to get out of that tailspin. So I'm hoping you don't see anything like that, but I still don't see World Series contender because, Mike, as you know, throughout the playoff run, you're going to hit that streak where you may be, down 2 games and you got to come back and get gritty. And, can they come back and win games when their backs are against the wall and Scooble's not on the mound for the next 2 starts? That's what I need to know. So playoff team, yes. Concerned, still, yes.
Yeah, and it's okay to say, look, I mean, there's a departure between making the playoffs and winning a World Series. Can anyone do it? Of course. We've seen it. So on a technical level, yeah, I know. I'll save you the phone call if you're out there all with your ass chapped. Yes, they can win it. They can win it, but I'm asking you today, if I asked you to put $5,000 on it, I didn't think so. That's the point. I just think they're good. But I think they have flaws. I think they are limited. And look, in the regular season, they do a great job of, outside of that one weird stretch, they play pretty clean. Yeah. And they do the little stuff. It's not them throwing 2 wild pitches to give up 2 runs to start a game. It's not them walking the bases loaded, walking the run in to lose a game. They generally play pretty clean. And they let you make mistakes. So I'd love to know where everybody's at with it because I'm not stubborn about it. It's just nothing has materially changed to get me to believe that they are a World Series caliber team. And I've already said all year for me, I do think they're trumped up a bit by playing in a god-awful American League, in a god-awful division. But they're doing what good teams are supposed to do. You beat those teams. Mm-hmm. And for these 3 games, Rico, you said it. They beat a division leader. They beat a team that's chasing them to try to get one of the top 2 seeds and get the first round bye. You tip your cap, but I can't materially change how I feel over 3 games. I mean, if you were hitting not you personally, Rico, if you were hitting the panic button 3 weeks ago, no, I do think you need to change where you're at. Yeah. But there are plenty of people who think this team is going to do it. Okay, well then, where are you at from 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. I mean, you may have your 1-2 punch with Scooble and Charlie Morton going into a series. To some, they may feel confident. You're seeing the good Charlie Morton.
Yeah, and again,
it also helps when you get
good, bad.
Well, it also helps when you start them off with 6 runs. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but again, I mean, I have a very bad relationship with Framber Valdez. I'll explain that later. It has nothing to. No, I've never met the man. I hate his guts. So this is the Framber Valdez that I have experience with, and I don't care. He frustrates me. But I'd love to hear from the people. David, Kenny, talk to me. From 3 weeks ago, where you were at, same, different, better. What does this series do for you? Because here's what this show doesn't do. We don't do referendum radio. I feel like the rest of the station, they're living and dying with every game. And that's just not how baseball works. That's an NFL mentality. But baseball, no. I try not to react to a week. Sure as hell not going to react to a series. And in the aggregate, you kind of form your opinions with the data. So I would love to know where everybody's at with it. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, I'm around the same. I enjoyed what they did in this series. Look, doing what you did to the Astros is great because they're a playoff team. They're going to the playoffs. They're winning their division. That right there was impressive. But what I don't have confidence in is still some of this lineup. Yesterday, 0-0 going into extras, and there were opportunities for this team to score. It's not like there weren't opportunities. There were opportunities where especially when McKinstry was on third with the leadoff triple, and you do not get the man home. That's a lineup problem.
David, it's like the second Scooble start in a row where
yes.
you had to sweat it out. He went out there and did his job, and nobody else did until late in the game.
Correct. And that's another part of my thing here is, Rico, you said it. Charlie Morton, he looks great. But the fact that we would have to rely on Charlie Morton in the playoffs is a problem for me because he may not come through in the playoffs. It just will be Scooble again and no one else. And that concerns me. And that's why I'm at number 2, DEFCON 2. Really good team. Playoff, can't say World Series. Can't say it right now.
Yeah, and if you want to say World Series, say it with your chest. I don't care. I'm not telling you not to be excited about it. I just would love to know the reasons why. And again, I would just say don't base it off 3 games. Be pumped up they got it done, but I still think they're hyper limited against good pitching. They just are. And that's what scares me. And I'll tell you this. You can get this Charlie Morton, or you can get the one who's going to get rocked and give up 7 earned. You can get good Mize, you can get awful Mize. You can get great Flaherty, you can get god-awful Flaherty. There's not enough in the rotation for me to depend on it. Not in the playoffs, but in the here and now, no. Look, you can't overlook the last 3 days. That was a hell of a reset for them. And I think it puts a cap on any lingering negativity where, I don't really like the way they're playing. Yeah, well, okay, now they're 10-3 their last 13, and losing 12 of 13 is a distant memory. They're up 8.5 in the division. All is good on the Western Front. Yeah, Kenny, where are you at with it? Or are you at the bottom of a daiquiri?
No, I'm not at the bottom of a daiquiri. I wish I was. But Mike, as a married man, let me tell you this.
Oh, Jesus. Guy's been married for 10 minutes. Here you go. Lecture us all.
Let me tell you
as
something.
a husband.
Oh, well. Yeah.
Give you some married wisdom, Mike.
Buy a suit to get married.
No, I'm at the same place I was before. I'm at a 2. Basically, it's because you can't get – this is in the course of a long baseball season, you can't get too highs with the highs and you can't get too lows with the lows. I know that sounds like a cliche.
That sounds like a married man.
I was about to say, that sounds like deep philosophical married talk.
That's what I'm saying.
We're living in the upside down now, Rico. He's actually lecturing David behind the glass about marriage and relationships.
I thought you were saying he's actually making sense.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, but no, I don't think you can get too high or too low. And there's serious problems. I agree with what David had to say about the holes in the lineup and the fact that we had Jahmai Jones leading off today. I mean, I understand he had a nice ball game. That's good for him. But it's just you could have added a bat. I'm upset they didn't, but I don't think this team is that much different from last year's team in that if the bats go cold in the playoffs, if we have a Matt Vierling moment like we had last year where, Mike, you had the numbers, he was like, 3 for 21 or something like that?
3 for $1 million. It was bad.
It
might have been 3 for 34.
Sure, but it was that bad. That's the point, though, is we can see it get that bad the same way we can see it get that good the way it was earlier. Yeah,
and Kenny, to your point, I mean, we talked about it Sunday Night Baseball. You had Matt Vierling leading off, or you have Jahmai Jones. The problem for me, the whole team could look different if I had last September's Parker Meadows.
Yeah.
The guy who was leading off.
Yeah.
And look, that could still return. But in the here and now, no, I'm happy they calmed everything down. For a minute there, it looked like the stove was about to light the house on fire. They calmed it all down. Did they get the benefit of the scheduling? Of course they did. 10 games against that dreck. But the 3 against the Astros kind of validates that they're back. Is that fair?
Yeah, and just how they did it, Mike. Yesterday wasn't easy, but they found a way to win. It was a walk-off walk. But, yeah, you held them scoreless. A first-place team. Like, this wasn't the White Sox. This wasn't the Twins. This was good pitching that you faced, and you went out there and you beat them. So you should feel good. Like, for me, I told you, my concern happened if they fell below 5 games. They flirted with that.
They did. They did.
It was what the Vierling home run walk-off, or else, they were going to drop to 4 games. But they bounced back, and they don't look like they're pressing anymore. During that losing streak, man, everybody was trying to go up there and hit grand slams at every at-bat, whether it was anybody on base or not. Now they're playing more relaxed. Now we'll see what happens. World Series team, no. Playoff team, yes. Concerns, yes.
You know what's nice, too, is I believe, unless I'm insane, so here's what you have coming up. Now, again, this is more opportunity to you get a breather. You do, heading into Labor Day weekend. You're going to get the Royals for 3, you get the Athletics for 3, and you get the Royals again. That's not untenable. And then, Royals for 4. I apologize. So the bottom line is you can keep this going and kind of ice the division out if you're going to play that way. You can give yourself that kind of lead. You'd love to see a few more days off, different things. But, ultimately, they play so many guys. I don't worry about the fatigue. It's a nice response, and I hope it calms everything down. The 7-3 against the bad, you might be able to knock it. Sweeping a good team, that's hard to do. Mm-hmm. You just want to take series. They swept this team. And yes, last night, tough watch. But you'd rather get that win than, wake up from your coma on the couch to go, wait, we walked in the winning run? You've got to be kidding me. 248-539-9797. We will get with the people. We've got a football today to get to. And 5 o'clock, I have one last Lions question after listening to the morning show. And I want to know if I have a read on something. No, because I want to make sure we are giving all people and all beliefs a chance to speak. Okay. We'll see if I'm right. We'll do it at 5. 97.1.